Hi, this is Patrick Hancock, and I'm going to be showing you how to create a video poem using the video feature on Adobe Spark. This is a great tool for English teachers, especially at the high school or middle school level. And this could be used both as a way to present poetry to students, and it could also be used as a student project. Once you have the hang of it yourself and know how to create one of these, it should be really easy for you to assign this and explain it to students. So we start with create a project, and we go to video. And we need to select a title. My title is simply going to be American Sonnet. You'll find out why here in a second. And then you're able to pick a story template or start from scratch. It really works fine either way. It's just a matter of preference. I like having a template because the slides are right there already, and it just kind of makes it a little bit easier. So we've got our template now, and we are ready to start creating. We don't need to watch the intro video. I'm going to give you enough information. You won't need that. And it gives you some hints down here by the microphone. It says introduce yourself, make it personal to connect with your audience, or reinforce your credibility. So this is an introduction slide. This helps me out here. You can, over here on the side, you can do different formats. You can have full screen, you can have caption, you can have title and text. It is up to you. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a title slide here, and I'm just taking this from the title of the poem. So we're adding some text, and we're placing in American Sonnet for My Past and Future Assassin. This is a recent poetry collection by Terrence Hayes, who is a well-known, very successful African-American poet. And this is the title of the poetry collection, American Sonnet for My Past and Future Assassin. And then the title of the poem itself, he doesn't actually title the poems. The title is essentially the first line of the poem bracketed. So we're going to go ahead and add that here as well. Paste it in. With the text, you have the ability to edit the text and make it larger or smaller. So if we click on this, we can make it all fit on one line there. What we might want to do with this is emphasize the title of the book, but have the title of the poem itself smaller. So there we go. Now we want to select the theme. The theme, essentially, you're selecting two things with the theme: the color of the slides and then the font that will appear. All right. So you can see here, I'm going to go through a couple and give you an idea how this changes as you select different options. And it takes a second to kind of re-show itself there. And there we go. This is a nice one. Kind of fits the seriousness of the poem. So we're gonna stick with this one for now, anyway. And so the big picture of what you're doing here is you are creating slides that, when put together, the effect of the cumulative effect of that slideshow will be that it will be a video poem. And depending on the length of your poem, what will determine the length of the video. So we've got a title slide. We want to record something for that title slide. To record audio, to record narration, you simply click and hold on the mic here. The holding part is important. If you click and let go, it's only going to record the first part of what you say. So We're going to click on this. By Terrence Hayes, American Sonnet for My Past and Future Assassin. I lock you in an American sonnet that is part prison. Okay, you saw at the very end, it kind of came up and gave me a notice that I was at the 10-second mark. You don't want any single slide or image to be in the video for too long. That's why Adobe Spark recommends that you get out everything you have to say in 10 seconds. That can be a challenge. It works really well with poetry because if you're just reading 1 or 2 lines of poetry, that's a perfect fit for that 10-second format. All right, now we go to our first slide, and we want to add a photo. Okay, so we're going to add a photo. Initially, I'm going to upload a photo. Okay, so all I did here, I clicked photo, and then over on the side, I click upload photo. It brings up some pictures I have already saved. And so I'm going to use this screen capture of Terrence Hayes' poem. This is the poem itself. And so that is going to be my first slide. All right. Now, with this slide, I might want to give some background about the slide, about the poem. I have a lot of choices about what I could record here as kind of an intro. And so I'm going to give just a little bit of background about the poet. Terrence Hayes is a contemporary African-American poet who has published several collections of poetry. This poem is from his collection called American Sonnet for My Past and Future Assassin. All right. What I did there is I talked way too long. It's too much of an intro, too much talking. So 15 seconds. So we're going to go back and re-record that and just keep it nice and simple. I've already introduced the title and the name of the poet. So I'm just going to give really quick background about Terrence Hayes. I said way too much there. Terrence Hayes is a contemporary African-American poet. Okay, short and sweet, got it, perfect. All right, we move on to the next slide. We're going to pick up the pace here. We're going to go to a photo. This time we're going to find free photos. So you're able to upload a photo. You can also find free photos. I'm going to click on prison because the initial line of the poem addresses some imagery related to prisons. All right, so I'm going to click on this image here. This one kind of captures the vantage point of looking through the bars, which I think is effective with and fits with the meaning of the poem. And now we're going to click text. And what I'm doing here, if you have the poem open, you can simply go to the poem, copy the line, come back to Adobe Spark, and again we add the text, and you're simply going to paste that in there. And again, you're able to make it larger or smaller, depending on what you want to go for as far as the look here. Okay, got that one. Now I just need to record the audio. I lock you in an American prison that... All right, and that's the great ability of Spark. If you mess it up, you just re-record, okay? Obviously, I don't want to use that, so I'm going to record one more time here. I lock you in an American sonnet that is part prison. All right. We're able to advance to the next slide. I'm going to show you a couple things here that you can do. One thing is at any point you need to add slides, you simply go over here and click plus, and it's going to give you a couple extra slides. So now I have plenty of slides to work with. Sometimes when you get to the end, it gets you to the credit slide. I'll show you that really quick. and you see kind of the outro made with Adobe Spark, the credit slide. All of this is, if you get to that point and you need to add more, you just can click on that plus button. All right. So let's say I want a split screen. I want to have two images. Now, a problem with having two images is it will either allow you to put text or photo. It doesn't allow you to overlay the text on the photo in a split screen like we've been doing. So there's a line of a poem from the poem here that deals with an image of a music box and an image of a text grinder. So we go back from the photos, we go to upload photo. I'm able to have the music box on one side, and I'm able to upload another photo for the meat grinder on the other side. But then if I go and I try to add text to either side, it is simply going to put the text over the image, which is obviously not what we were going for here. So I'll show you really quick what happens with that. Okay, and you can see it's taken the image away. But this does present a good possibility. If you want the image on one side and the poetry on the other side, you can do it that way. And again, you can change the size of the words here as well. All right. I could also go to a caption mode, which has the image and then it has the words overlaid as a caption here as well. Okay, what happens when you put this all together? I'm going to give you a quick preview of what this looks like. One thing to keep in mind with the preview feature, sometimes the audio is messed up when you preview it, but when you actually share the link and publish your project, then the audio is actually in the right place. Now there is a music feature as well. You definitely want to choose music that fits with the poem. In this case, the music I have does not really fit. So here's a quick preview of what happens, what the video poem would be like. This is just part of it. I lock your persona in a dream-inducing sleeper hole while your better selves watch from the bleachers. I make you both Jim and Crow here. As the crow, you undergo a beautiful catharsis trapped one night in the shadows of the gym. I make you a box of darkness with a bird in its heart. Voltas of acoustics, instinct, and metaphor. It is not enough to love you. It is not enough to want you destroyed. Okay, the last step, you're able to download the file. You're able to share the file. If you go to publish it, you can get a link. It's also possible to publish it on various forms of social media in Google Classroom, to email it to yourself, or to embed the code. Poetry consists of imagery, and one way to bring that imagery to life is to pair it with images, and that is absolutely what the video poem format using Adobe Spark is all about.